Pisces, how are we doing today? This is going to be your weekly from the 20th to the 26th. I warn you, it probably comes with a trigger warning. We're using the Yin Yang Insights, so if you don't feel like being triggered, maybe you go back and watch the past week and see what's going on there. All right, let's see what's going on. What do we have going on for Pisces this week? We have receive, allowing yourself to be open. All the things. I'm not going to take that. We had self-love come out for Aquarius too. So I feel like you're opening yourself to receive, especially when it comes to self-love. I had one flip over. You know, if you've been dealing with situations or external parties coming out, you know, maybe it's time for you to be more receptive to loving yourself. And then we have South Node. I think it's about breaking your comfort zone. You know, and allowing yourself to be less resistant. So definitely being a little open to loving yourself this week. Maybe a little open to receiving manifestations. Allowing yourself to take a leap of faith. With that whole card showing up, you know, focus on healing and allowing your dreams to just kind of be there. And I think it's about getting out of your comfort zone. You know, feel like you're definitely getting grounded this week. You might be nurturing an idea, a concept. This could just be you taking time to nurture yourself and just focusing on your own creative endeavors this week. All right, what do we have going? Definitely a little mentally conflicted with that Five of Swords right there, you know, and maybe not really wanting to get out of your comfort zone and go celebrate. This could also talk about just, you know, dealing with situations that are outside of your control, and that could be why that external party showed up, you know, but it's telling you to like get out and be a little bit more driven. Maybe you need to go out to explore and just kind of embrace the flow of life this week. What else do we have going on for Pisces? Ooh. You know, this might be you just kind of keeping everything quiet to yourself. Allowing yourself to trust your judgment, you know, especially when it comes to conflicting situations, you know, and I think it's about fate, maybe divine timing. So whatever your South Node is, maybe you need to look into that reading right there. But I feel like it's about you walking away from deceptive energy and just kind of focusing on yourself. This could just be you getting some kind of inner perspective, especially about like stubborn people in your life or stubborn situations that don't really show you much love. So I feel like it's definitely a week to take care of yourself, nurture yourself. You know, it's not like you have to go out and talk about it, but really just kind of trust yourself. You know, I feel like it's being open to also embracing those endings. I know that sounds weird, but I feel like if you allow something to just be what it is, that is supposed to end, you're supposed to move on from it, it kind of opens you up a little bit more and allows yourself to, I feel like, focus more on what you truly desire. So with that Queen of Pentacles and that High Priestess, I think this is a lot about getting grounded, kind of steady growth, build, and allowing yourself to know that you're supported and trusting your gut when it comes to certain situations. And then I feel like it's also kind of letting go of some of that fear with that South Node here, you know. And then we do have the conflict cards, the 5. So I feel like you're going through some kind of change, but it's also, this could be you just asking for assistance, because the Five of Wands can also talk about collaboration. So maybe you're working through some kind of mental issues that you have going on, or kind of the things that you have wrapped around in your mind. And then with the Three of Cups in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like it's kind of divine timing that you kind of see everything as it is. You know, especially if you've been dealing with external parties or situations. But I feel like it's also telling you that fortune is coming in your favor, you know, but maybe you need to get out a little bit more. So your advice is the Seven of Pentacles. Whatever you're trying to grow, or whatever, like, you've rooted down. I don't know why rooted is the word I wanted to use, but rooted down. I feel like you're starting to see that. You're starting to see it grow for whatever this is. And it's a lot about your wishes and your own dreams. Like, what is it you're trying to do? What are your intentions? What is it you're trying to create? And then we have that King of Cups, you know. Are you showing up for yourself? Like, are you allowing yourself to, I feel like, sing your own song type of praise? Are you allowing yourself to get out of your comfort zone? And I feel like that Three of Cups in reverse is that comfort zone that the universe is trying to tell you you need to get out of. You know, definitely shake up that energy with that Tower, or just kind of let things fall where they may, but embrace the sunshine. Embrace that energy. Two of Swords, Eight of Swords, Two of Cups. I feel like this is a decision. You're kind of undecided and a little stuck in your head about who you're willing to let in your life and who you're not willing to let in your life. And that could be that fear factor with that comfort zone right there, and stepping out of it and just kind of keeping to yourself. And I feel like it's kind of like a mental battle right now. But I feel like the universe is telling you to get out of your comfort zone, allow yourself to be receptive, start opening up, you know, and focus on those intentions. And it's about expansion and manifesting the dreams that you want and the life that you want. Kind of a weird message, guys. All right. That's what I have for you. But it's all about decision. And I feel like change is going to be really important for you this week. And balance. Change and balance. All right. Let's get on to your beautiful love portion and see what is going on from there. What do you have going on for Pisces? All right. What do we have for my beautiful Pisces? We're going to try that again. All right. We have Hammer. Focus, impact, and precision. A well-aimed blow is worth... a well-aimed blow is worth 100 random strikes. Know exactly where you want to apply your force. So maybe there's something you're needing to hammer down this week, especially when it comes to maybe a position or just even having some kind of clarity in a situation. And then the Fan, I think. Who else got that? Aquarius got that. Tick showed up with decision. So definitely maybe a decision that you need to make this week. I like this. I feel like whatever it is you're trying to hammer into place, you know, it definitely puts you in this position of moving. This could be you just traveling or getting some kind of new position. Definitely new perspectives on situations and creates balance. And I did tell you earlier that you needed to focus on balancing this week. But I feel like whatever it is with whatever you're trying to hit with this hammer. It's very transformative with that office room. It's kind of like building something and putting your own touch, being open, having a little bit more insight about a situation. So definitely a week for focus. It's kind of like hitting the nail on the head type of energy. So once you hit that nail on the head, it's like, oh, I get it now. And then you'll notice how much easier everything comes and just the agility to make things happen. All right, what do we got going on over here? When they show you, believe them. If they would, they wanted to. So if you're in some type of situationship or a relationship, it's kind of like if they're showing you disrespect, believe them, because that means they're not respecting you. If they're showing up for you, then believe that, because if they wanted to, they really, really would. And that's been coming out for a lot. And then addicted to the up and downs. That's kind of like a double energy. Like maybe that's something that you need to kind of work through is the up and downs of life. So it's kind of like being addicted to grief or being addicted to pain or just having some kind of addiction that keeps you in some kind of up and down spiral. And I think it's about learning lessons this week. Like, what are you getting from it? And maybe that's that hammer on the head type thing. Don't actually hit somebody with a hammer on the head, but kind of hammering it down and focusing on pushing through that, I think puts you in a different position for better balance and insight this week. And it's also about taking responsibility for your own actions, allows you to take your power back. So that's what I have for you, beautiful Pisces. I hope that resonates. All right. I will see you guys later. Bye.